In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make two different types of carrot whistle. They're sort of among the more technical of vegetable instruments, but they're probably the easiest to play, and they make up a really good part of the vegetable orchestra. So the first one is just a fixed note whistle, and the second one is a variable note whistle, and as you move this in and out, you can change the pitch. Let's take a look at how we make it. So for this, we're going to be using a carrot, and best to get one that's quite fresh, and if you can get sort of a thicker one, then they're better. We're also going to be using a potato, and we've got some like green beans here as well, so we're going to use these a bit later. As for equipment, we've got a sharp knife, we're using a chopping board to keep the surfaces protected, and then we've got a set of cork borers here, and we've also got a set of corers, and these corers are different sizes, and you'll see why that's important in a bit, but that's two different options that we'll be using. So first of all, we want to be taking off the top and the bottom of the carrot, and I think we're going to aim to go for probably about a sort of a 4 inches of carrot. Important to remember that we're using quite sharp knives here, so just make sure that if anyone's using them, that they're supervised or confident with knives already. So now we've got a section of carrot like that, and what we need to do is we need to get a hole that goes all the way through the carrot. For this one, I'm going to use the cork borers, and then I'll do another one using the corers. So with the cork borers, you have different sizes of borer, which gives you slight variations in hole sizes. So I'm going to use, I'm just going to pick one that's roughly sort of the middle, and then I'm going to make sure this is on the surface like so, and then I'm going to push down into the carrot. Now it's important that you don't have too long a piece of carrot when you do this, because it can split the carrot, but also it's very difficult to push it all the way through a long section. So you just push that in, take it out, it's gone all the way through, and then you can see that there's a hole all the way through the carrot. Now if we use a smaller borer, we can push that into the bigger one, and then it gets the plug out that was in the middle of the carrot. So now we've got a hole that goes all the way through the carrot. What we need to do is we need to make some slices into this that starts to form the whistle. And I've actually got a whistle here, and you can see that it's got certain cuts in it, and we're going to try and replicate that using the carrot. So again, back to the sharp knife. If we go down that's about maybe a centimetre, half an inch, and we're going to slice down into the carrot, and you only want to go about halfway through, and you can actually see the knife halfway through there. And then we're going to do an angled cut that goes into that original slice. Okay, like so. So you can see that we've already got something that's starting to look a bit like a whistle. Now, there's two more things we need to do. We need to make sure that the end is blocked, and the bit that you blow into, we need to make sure that is partially blocked. Okay, so not fully blocked, but partially blocked, and what that does is that makes the air go in faster. And to do that, I'm going to use a bit of potato, and I need a bit of potato that's wider than the original hole that we put through the carrot. So I'm going to use the next size up of the borers, and then with the potato flat on the chopping board, I push down like so, all the way through, that comes out, and then I can push through that, and then we have a little potato plug. Now this is quite an intricate bit, but if I cut off the edge so it's flat, and I'm going to take a section, and then I'm going to roughly cut it in half lengthways, so you can see that we've got sort of a semicircle there. Now I can insert that into the end that we're blowing into of the whistle, like so. And I can just neaten that up a little bit with the knife. So you can see there now that we've got a semicircle of potato in the end of the carrot whistle, and that's the bit that we're going to blow into, and that makes that end smaller, and it means that the air goes in faster. Now what we should be able to do is block up the end, and if we give it a blow, then we should get a whistle sound. Let's give it a go. So I don't have to hold a finger over the end, we need to block up that end permanently, and we're going to go back to that bit of potato that we had, and we're going to just push it in because it's nice and tight and it just goes into the end there. We can actually tune this, so if I blow into it now, and the further in it goes, the higher pitch. So I'm going to leave it about there, and then I'm going to cut off the end like so. And that is our fixed note whistle. So now we're going to make a variable note whistle, and it's very similar to how we made the fixed one. So we start off with a carrot, and we're going to take a section like so, and we're going to take the end off so we've got a nice flat edge to work with. And this time we're going to actually be using these corers. So the cork borers that I used previously are scientific instruments, apparatus, and they're a little bit expensive, but these corers, are actually quite easy to get hold of, and you can get them from Amazon or places like that. And the set that I've got are all different sizes. I'm going to have a go with this small diameter corer, and I'm going to put a hole all the way through this carrot. So again, I'm going to put it down onto the surface, and then this has got a bit of a serrated edge, so it goes through quite easily just with a little twist, and that should go all the way through like so. Okay, so now I've got a hole that goes all the way through, and I need to do the similar cuts as before. So I've cut down about halfway, so it's halfway through. You can see that it's halfway through the carrot, and then a slice at an angle. It's roughly 45-degree angle. And now I've got the whistle cuts in there, and I need to again partially block the end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a slightly bigger corer and take a section of potato, and then if I neaten that end up, and again I'm taking about halfway lengthways, and then I can push that in, and then that's gone into the end there to restrict the air. If I put my finger over the end, hopefully we'll get a note out of it. Let's see. Not that time. Okay, so sometimes you have to be a little bit fiddly with these, and sometimes you just need to adjust, make sure the hole is clear on the angle, and sometimes you need to adjust the plug in the end. So let me make a few little adjustments. And we'll try again. Okay, so now what I need to do is use something that I can change the pitch as I play. And I'm going to use one of these green beans, and I'm going to cut the end off so it's a nice flat edge. And hopefully it should be a nice snug fit in there. And then if I blow and push that in and out, then it should change the pitch. And you can actually play a bit of a tune like that as well. This is a little bit tight, but if you had one that was not quite so tight, it would go in and out really easily and you can make a nice little tune. So that's our variable pitch carrot whistle. So that's the carrot whistles. They're a little bit harder to make than some of the other instruments in the Vegetable Orchestra, but once you get the technique right, you can actually use that on lots of different vegetables. So go out there and be creative and see what you can make. I've been Matt from SoCo Music Project. You can find out more about what we do at socomusicproject.org.uk. Enjoy the Vegetable Orchestra.